and welcome to Imago Day Wellbeing and Yoga. My name is Annette, and as always, it's such a joy to be able to assist you in your moving meditation practice this week. This class is a little different actually. It's a bit slower, a bit of meditation, a bit of movement, a whole lot of breathing. So if you haven't already, please just take 10 seconds to read the really important terms and conditions and little helpful hints and tips in the description box in the below the video. And whenever you're ready, I'll meet you in a simple seated position on the mat. Yay! If you've got, a little pillow or maybe even a blanket that you can roll up and sit underneath, just elevating your hips slightly over your knees. Nothing too crazy. You can sit on a block, or if you've got a really thick Bible or thick book, you can kind of sit on top of that or wrap your blanket around it to make it nice and comfortable for you. But whatever shuffling you need to do, just get into a really nice cross-legged simple position that feels most comfortable for you. And if you're able to read in the description box, hopefully you've got your essential oil or just your body lotion, even sunscreen, whatever you have. We're just going to take a little moment to slow down, be a bit mindful. I'm rubbing mine on my pulse points. It's called Breathe Deep. A bit apt for a yoga class. And you can bring your body cream or whatever you have and just begin to slow down your breath as you give yourself a nice little hand massage here. Maybe bringing that left thumb to massage your right thumb crease on your palm, moving in slow circular motions. Breathing a bit more slower, a bit more deeply. Entering into your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest. Continuing to breathe at your own pace, slowly and deeply. Maybe use this time to bring to mind an intention you have for the day or the class. Maybe a Bible verse you've read this week or recently that's really struck you. If you don't have one, I can share mine with you today, which has been, I am worthy of love. And I just think it's so cringy to say and even harder to believe and live out, but it doesn't take away from its truth. You, beloved, are worthy of love. I am worthy of love, not because of anything I've done, but because of Christ's sacrifice on the cross. Whilst I was still a sinner, whilst I was unworthy, He died so that I can sit here and be with you in this moment, worthy of love. Before I've done anything, before I've been super productive or achieved lots of things, I am worthy of love. Maybe just begin to close your eyes here. Sitting nice and tall, shoulders back. Maybe have a slight tilt of your chin towards your chest, just so you can have a bit of a nice elongation in your neck. Nothing too intense or extreme. Again, the focus of this class is not necessarily super cool poses and getting the deepest stretch, but more about resting and relaxing, just finding what feels nicest. Whatever thoughts or worries are interrupting this moment for you, I just encourage you with the words of Paul in Philippians 4 verse 6 to not be anxious for anything, but through prayer bring those worries to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and mind. I love the active tone of that verse, how the peace of God will guard not just my heart, but my mind as well. Whatever that looks like for you, I would just invite you to bring to mind the Prince of Peace, Jesus, guarding your heart and your mind like a strong warrior, guarding your mind from any thoughts that are not true or pure or lovely or praiseworthy or excellent, guarding your heart from any anxiety or worry in these moments that we share together. Taking one big deep inhale together. Sigh it all out. Placing your hands on your belly, just going to do some 4 square breathing together, where we breathe in for 4 seconds, hold the breath for 4 seconds, let it out slowly in 4 seconds, and then hold it again at the bottom for 4 seconds. 4 square breathing. So on our next breath in, we breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And as you inhale, feel your belly expanding, getting bigger. So often in life, I don't know if you're like me, but striving so hard to maintain a flat stomach and to look my slimmest and my best. But actually, it's not very good for your breathing and your diaphragm. So I just invite you to let go of all of that pressure in this moment. Just let it all out, let it all hang. Breathing in, feel your belly balloon getting big. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. And just continue in your 4 square breathing at your own pace, bringing to mind thoughts that are lovely, thoughts that are true, that are excellent and praiseworthy. Casting all your cares onto Jesus, for He cares for you. Maybe even simply focusing on the thought that you are worthy of love. One last time. We breathe in together. 1, 2, 3, 4. and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Slowly just begin to blink your eyes open. Smile to yourself. And notice how you feel. Notice all the tension just melting away, leaving you. Maybe place your left hand on your right knee and find a gentle twist. Breathing in, and on your exhale, coming back to center. Right hand on your left knee, finding a gentle twist to the left side. Breathing in here and exhaling. Shift from sitting on your little pillow, move that over to the side. And we're just going to come into lying down position. We're spending our whole time today just on our backs, on the mat, which is so nice. Maybe lift your arms over your head, finding a long, nice stretch. Pushing your shoulder blades down into the ground and away from your ears. Letting go of any tension. Pointing your toes. Bringing awareness to how you're breathing. You're always breathing, whether or not you bring awareness to it. And I love that because it's just like Jesus. He's always there, moving and working and keeping you alive like your breath. It's just about whether or not we bring our focus and our attention to him in these moments and to our breath. Plant your feet down on the mat and maybe bring them a little bit closer to your hands if they're really far away, just so that your middle finger is just ever so slightly grazing the heel. And on our next breath in, we'll come into bridge pose, lifting our hips off the ground, resting on our shoulders. You may even clasp your hands underneath you, moving your shoulder blades closer together. Breathing in here. And the point of these movements today, like I said, is not about the posture and it looking really good or getting a really deep stretch, but mostly that it just feels nice to move your body and to be here in this moment. So if it's more comfortable for you to stay just on your shoulders with your hands, palms down on the mat, then stay there, please, feel free. One last deep breath in. And on the exhale, we lower vertebrae by vertebrae. Down onto the mat. Maybe you lower that left leg down and clasp that right knee to your chest, making small circles, stretching out your hip. And we'll come into lying pigeon, bringing our right ankle onto our left thigh, flexing both feet. You can thread your hands through the gap, bringing your left leg towards you, getting a really nice stretch in your hip flexor and groin area. Or maybe if you just fancy something a bit gentler, you can bring your hands against your calves. Or maybe even just bring that left hand onto your left thigh and your right hand pushing against your right knee. Whatever feels best. We're just going to breathe here for a few moments together. What I love about the Bible is that positive thinking is not just this kind of new 20th or 21st century thing. It's always been there. Whatever you're worried about, give it to Jesus. And then instead, start to focus and think about other things that are positive, that are good, that are lovely and praiseworthy. So whenever you feel your mind drifting in this practice, just bring yourself to the simple thought that you are worthy of love and begin to fill your mind with good things, true things, lovely things. On our next breath out, we bring our feet back down to the ground, making sure our fingers are just slightly touching our heels. We lift up vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly, mindfully, coming onto our shoulders. Maybe you clasp your hands, maybe you don't. Maybe you move your shoulder blades close together. Maybe you don't. Do what feels good. We lower back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Stretching out that right leg. We bring our left knee to our chest, making small circles. Stretching out the hip, that hip flexor there. Again, making sure to breathe deeply and breathe slowly. Lifting up our right leg, we bring that left ankle over to that right thigh, coming into supine pigeon, making a figure 4 shape, flexing that left foot. You can thread your hands through the gap and catch your right thigh, or you can just keep your hands one on your knee, one on your thigh, or maybe you just clasp your calf. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. Try to keep your lower back pressed to the ground, but no worries if not. Breathe deeply into the stretch. And on your next breath out, grab the outer edges of both of your feet, bringing your knees as close to your armpits as possible. We are in happy baby position. Maybe you sway from side to side like a baby. Content in the love of God for you, knowing that you are worthy of love, worthy of this moment of calm and rest, not because of anything you've done or anything you've earned, but because of Christ's sacrifice for you. Maybe if this stretch is a little bit too deep today, you can just bring your hands to grab the back of your thighs and just rest here. Filtering whatever thoughts you have through the Prince of Peace guarding your heart and your mind. On our next breath out, we make our way into tabletop position. knees hip width apart, directly underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulder blades. Oh no, underneath your shoulders, not shoulder blades. You can keep your toes tucked or you can press them flat to the mat, whatever feels best. We're just going to come into some cat-cow movements now. Breathing in, Marjarasana, cat pose. Tucking your tailbone, arcing your back. Breathing out. We round into our shoulder blades. Breathing in, cat pose. Breathing out, cow pose. And just do a few more to your breath, maybe bringing some larger movements and circles with your hips. Just finding some free flow movement here that feels really good for you in your hips. And then on your next breath out, we meet in neutral tabletop. Breathing in here, we breathe out and come into our first and last downward dog position. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bending one knee and then the other. Finding some slow movement here. Getting a nice stretch in our hamstring and in the back of our thigh. And also in our shoulders as well. Remember to press the mat away from you. Breathe deeply. Side out. Come back down onto your knees. And spreading them as wide as the mat, maybe even wider. Just gently come all the way down. Hands in front of you, forehead to the mat. Child's pose, Balasana. Feel free in this position to maybe try your Ujjayi breath, your ocean breath, or sometimes known as your victorious breath, which I just love. So as you're breathing in, try and engage the muscles at the back of your throat, as if you're trying to whisper without actually whispering or saying any words. You're channeling your inner Darth Vader. Hopefully with time and practice, it'll begin to sound like your own personal private ocean. Breathing really slowly, really mindfully here. Remembering that through Christ, you are more than victorious. You're a conqueror. Whatever you may face this week, this day, Christ is with you. You are worthy of love. Slowly begin to peel yourself back up and come into lying back down on your mat in Savasana, coming towards the end of our moving meditation. Get whatever blanket or pillow you would like to make yourself as comfortable as possible. And I'm just going to read from Psalm 4, verse 8, which says, "I will lie down and sleep in peace. For you, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." Breathe in here. Sigh it out. Palms facing up to the sky. As you lie here, know that you can rest in peace. For God is with you, making you dwell in safety. He will get you safely through this day, through this week. He is with you. Breathing slowly, mindfully. Bring your awareness to the breath moving in and out of your body. Imagine the Holy Spirit moving in and out and around you, filling you with life and energy. The breath of God. Breathe in love. And we breathe out love to those around us. We breathe in His holy presence and power. And we breathe out any unkind thoughts, any unloving thoughts, any thoughts not true or praiseworthy or excellent. Beloved, I honor the dignity and the divinity within you. May it be a light unto your path and to others as well, guiding and directing your steps each day. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. And until next time, go in peace and be well.